Hey everyone, welcome back to the Champion Mindset Collective podcast. Today we're diving into a topic that impacts all of us, mental barriers and limiting beliefs. These are subconscious thoughts that tell us that we can't, or we are not good enough, or we are destined to fail. But there is good news. You can break free from these mental chains and reprogram your mind for success. In today's episode, we'll explore the conscious and the subconscious minds and how they work, and the practical steps you can take to reprogram negative beliefs that hold you back. Today, I'm going to show you how to identify and challenge and replace limiting beliefs so that you can break free and unlock your full potential. And before we carry on, if you haven't already done so, please follow this podcast and share this podcast with your friends, your family, and your workmates so we can get this out to the wider world. Your follows and your listens actually help this episode and this podcast go further beyond what I can reach. So I need your help to help me get this out. So please do follow, share, and like. So what is the conscious mind? The conscious mind is part of the mind that we actively use to make decisions, solve problems, and process information like that is logical and critical, but it is limited. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, is much more powerful. It's like an iceberg that lies beneath the surface. It stores your beliefs, habits, emotions, and memories, and it's responsible for all the automatic behaviors like breathing, heart rate, even the way you think about yourself. Now, if you can remember when you were little and you were trying to tie your shoelaces, well, your conscious mind was using the logic to be able to make that happen, right? And it would probably take you quite a few goes to get it right. But eventually, your subconscious mind programmed that, and it knew exactly how to do it. And automatically, you'll be able to do that. Driving a car is the same thing. Often we get in the cars and we are on automatic pilot, right? So your subconscious mind does not judge or analyze. It just follows the program it's been given. And many of which come from early life experiences and repeated thoughts. So if you've ever tried to change a bad habit and found it nearly impossible, well, that's because the subconscious mind is at work. And the key is not to fight it. The key is to reprogram it. Talk to it, become its friend, and say, hey, what if we could do this? And I guarantee you that it will actually start to work with you and for you and not against you. So let's look at identifying negative beliefs. The first step in breaking free from limiting beliefs is knowing that they are there. Where have they come from? A lot of the time, these beliefs are subtle, like a voice that says, I'm not smart enough, or I always fail when I try something new. These are thoughts that are often planted at an early life stage, maybe from a teacher, maybe from a parent, or even your own past failures. One way to identify these beliefs is to do thorough journaling. So anytime you experience self-doubt or frustration, write these feelings down, write these thoughts down. What's going through your mind? By doing this consistently, you'll start to see patterns emerge. Here's an exercise. Reflect on your past failures. Think back to a time when you didn't succeed at something. Write down the exact thoughts that you had when you felt like giving up. When you were thinking things like, I'll never get this right, I'm just not good enough. These are limiting beliefs. And speaking these things into your subconscious, when we speak these things into our lives, we actually make them happen. Have you ever heard of that saying, whatever you focus on is what you become? Well, that's exactly what it is. So look for patterns. Over time, you'll notice that many of your limiting beliefs revolve around the same core ideas. And that's the driving force to all of these patterns and these ways that we think. Maybe it's a lack of self-worth, a fear of rejection, or a belief that you don't deserve success. Identifying these reoccurring beliefs or these patterns is the first step towards overcoming them. Now let's look at some tips to recognize limiting beliefs. Pay attention to your thoughts during the stressful situations or when you are being challenged. Notice reoccurring self-doubt or fear in specific areas of your life, like relationships or careers. Ask yourself, what is the worst thing I believe about myself? Sometimes it can reveal a deeply rooted limiting belief. Now let's look at how we can reprogram our brain. So now that we've identified the negative belief, it's time to reprogram your mind. And this is where the magic happens. One of my favorite techniques is guided imagery. The idea is here to visualize yourself succeeding in the very area that you feel limited. Picture yourself really succeeding and going, hey, whether it's a job or whether it's public speaking, see yourself on that stage or getting that job, how you feel, right? Let's say you believe that I'm not good enough to get a promotion. In a relaxed state, visualize not only getting the promotion, but thriving in it in the new role. The key is to see yourself overcoming that obstacle and succeeding. This is what sports people or champions do in their lives. Champions in sports, they overcome themselves, seeing that, they see themselves overcoming that obstacle, that whatever that they've been stuck on, they see that ahead, and then that allows them to then overcome that, right? So guided imagery, find a quiet place or space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Visualize a specific scenario where you previously felt limited. Now reimagine with a successful outcome. Picture the details. Where are you? Who's with you? How does it feel to succeed? The more vivid your mental image is, the more it influences your subconscious mind. Another way to do this is self-hypnosis. This sounds more intimidating than it is, but self-hypnosis is essentially deep relaxation combined with focus and tension. By bypassing the conscious mind to directly communicate with your subconscious, get into a relaxed state. This could be through breathing exercises or meditation, and repeat your intention or affirmation as you drift into more focused mental state. Here's some tips for reprogramming. Repeat the visualization daily, 5 to 10 minutes. Consistency is the key to create the new subconscious patterns. Make the imagery as vivid as possible. Use all of your senses, your eyes, your ears, your everything. Use all of your senses to visualize that. And practice when you're most relaxed, such as just before bed or just as you're waking up. Now, the reason why they say just before bed or when you're waking up is because when you go to bed, you're in theta brainwave mode, and that's where your subconscious mind is most open to receive messages. And when you wake up in the morning, your brain's at alpha brainwave state. And again, this is the door open to your subconscious mind. So this is when your brain is in alpha state and it's more receptive to suggestions. Now let's look at creating positive replacements. Once you've broken down those negative beliefs, you need to replace them with something positive. And this is where affirmations come in. Let's say your limiting belief is, I'm not confident enough. You can replace this with an affirmation. I am confident. Use I am rather than I'm not, right? I am confident. I am capable. I am strong. The trick is to repeat these affirmations with conviction, with like you're really feeling it in your heart, in your gut, right? When you repeat that with conviction, just like with visualization, infuse them with emotion. Your subconscious doesn't respond to empty words. It needs to feel the truth with what you're saying. It's that heart brain coherence where your heart and your brain are both connected, and your heart actually has the most amount of energy, but it also was the first organ in your body, in your mum's womb, that was formed, as I mentioned in the last episode. And it is the most powerful energy center, but it also, the mind is all in through our body. It's not just in our brain. The mind is in our brain, it's in our heart, it's in our gut, it's everywhere. The nerves that can connect to them. So when you feel it with emotion, and when your body feels that, then your mind will go through, it will send a signal from your heart to your brain and says, start creating this reality. So create your affirmation. Write an affirmation that directly counters your limiting belief. If your belief is, I'm not smart enough, your new affirmation could be, I am intelligent and capable of learning anything I set my mind to. Now, just so you know, I have never passed anything at school. I never got any qualifications, but I always believed in myself that I could do anything that I put my mind to. And I've worked my way up to where I am today by purely through that belief and backing myself. I've also applied myself. I didn't just go, hey, I believe and it's going to happen, but I applied myself. And the more I did that, the more I became successful. So repeat consistently. Say your affirmation daily, first thing in the morning and right before bed. And this is when your subconscious mind is most open to suggestion. And then add emotion. As you say affirmation, feel the emotion. What is it like to be confident? What is it like to be smart? What is it like to be successful? Emotion is the fuel that powers your affirmation and makes it stick in your subconscious mind. Just speaking the words doesn't do much. I mean, speaking good, positive words over your life is great. But when you feel it with your emotion, that's when the magic happens. Also, remember to use present tense. Say I am rather than I will be, because I will be means that you're looking at to be that in the future. But when you say I am this, I am that, then it will solidify that and it actually brings it into the present moment, because all we've ever got is the present moment. And the subconscious mind doesn't know about the past or the future. Well, it doesn't care about the past, future. All it does is it looks at right now. The universe looks at right now, what is in the present moment. So if we are putting out the vibrations and the energy of I am right now, then you're bringing that closer, right? You're whatever you're putting out there, you're bringing towards yourself. Stay positive. Your subconscious mind doesn't process negatives well. So avoid saying things like I am not afraid. Instead say I am brave. When you say I'm not, I don't want, I don't, you're going to bring the stuff that you don't want. But when you say I'm brave, I'm believing in this, I'm manifesting this, I'm successful. All of these things are I am statements, and they are also going to help you in uh, really making them a reality in your life. Now, be specific with your and be personal. Tailor the affirmation to your challenge and your goal. So, in conclusion, to break it down, firstly, identify your limiting beliefs. Pay attention to those negative thoughts that come up when you face challenges. Once you've spotted them, it's time to reprogram your subconscious mind. And you with visualization, guided imagery, self-hypnosis. And finally, replace the old limiting belief with a new empowering one that's through affirmation. Start practicing these techniques daily, and over time, you'll notice these mental barriers start to fade away. Your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful, and with the right tools, you can turn it into the biggest ally rather than something that holds you back. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. And thanks for tuning in today. And remember, you are more powerful than any belief that limits you, right? Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you listening to this episode. I would encourage you to share this with someone who needs to hear this, with your friends, your family, and your workmates. And please do follow this podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. I just want to say that you are loved, you are worthy, you are amazing, and you are limitless. You are possible. Remember the word I'm impossible. When you break it up, it means I'm possible. Have an amazing day. Champion your life and champion your greatness.